Hi there, welcome back to Everybody's Jonathan. Today's episode we have a Snowblower. This one, I imagine it's been sitting for a couple years. I got it for free. So we'll go through the procedure of getting it started and running. So this particular snowblower is an MTD unit. It's a 2-cycle engine, so it runs on a mixture of oil and gas. This particular one is a 50-to-1 mix. So to start off the bat, I'm just going to affix the handles here, check if there's gas, and go from there. So right off the bat, this does not have the correct sound. I can't hear any gas going into the carburetor when I push the primer, so that's a bad sign for starting purposes. Okay, so as you can see, it's not pull starting. It should have already started if it was in working order. Now I'm just going to try and use the electric start, see what happens with that. And to be honest, that doesn't sound very good either. So at this point, I want to take a look at the spark plug. I want to see if it's wet or if there's any gas getting into the engine in the first place. Looks like a brand new spark plug visually. And as I anticipated, the spark plug's dry, so there's no gas being pulled through the carburetor and into the engine. So that kind of shouts there's a carburetor issue with this. What I'm doing now, I'm just spraying some fogging oil into the cylinder. It'll help lubricate it. It might assist with starting the engine as well. We'll see. As you can see, that was not enough to even start the engine. So what I'm going to do now is just do a little bit of starting fluid. I just want to hear that it sputters to make sure that the engine even runs. Okay, so now I know that the engine should have a fair shot at running. Now we're going to do what's called quick and dirty. Basically, it's the most common type of carburetor clean. What I'm doing is just removing the bowl here and the jet nut on the bottom. So pretty simple. You can see the gas is pretty dark, discolored. I don't know what type of oil mixture was used before, but it seems pretty high in oil. So with this type of carburetor clean, basically I just want to clean that nut that I took off and make sure that the bowl is clean on the inside and gas flows through the carb when the float is open. So you'll see me do these three things here, maybe in different order. So with this particular carburetor jet, it has 3 holes in it. 2 larger holes go from one end to the other, and I'm blowing through them. I can see that they're clean, but the problem is there's one tiny hole that's in this jet, and it's sometimes hard to find. So what I'm doing now, I'm getting a piece of wire, and I'll show you clearing this hole from the carburetor here. I apologize here. I lost my straw at the end of the carburetor cleaner, and it seemed like every one that I saw did not fit the carburetor cleaner. So I'll find one that works here, and I'll be back to clean the jet, clean the bowl, and also spray the bottom of the carburetor. Okay, what I'm doing now, I'm just making sure that we have good gas flow and that the float is working. Everything looks good here. Okay, everything is buttoned up. Now we are ready to try and start this. Do you notice the different sound in the primer? That's how you want it to sound. And that's it. Started first pull. It actually should start first pull every time. However, if you leave it sitting a year or more, sometimes starting can be difficult and a carb clean might be necessary. So hopefully you found my video interesting. Give it a thumbs up and a like, or subscribe if you want to see stuff in the future.